Hello Internet, fellow dad here, Reynard Bermudez, and we're back for another episode of Ask Mr. Bermudez, the show where you guys come and ask me your questions about your little angels. And our first question comes from John Doe, and he is the reason why this episode is created. He says, "Hello Mr. Bermudez, I have a question regarding the contents on my son's phone. I saw his messages he was sending his friends, and I realized how much his phone was rotting his brain. I taught him grammar well, and he was breaking every rule. So, I confiscated his phone for the weekend. His mom and his siblings saying that I overreacted and I'm being too strict. I am a strict dad, but I don't want to be a bad dad, so I wanted a third party. How do you feel? Am I wrong or am I right?" Good question, John Doe. But before I can answer whether your punishment was reasonable or not, I need to go through a little bit of history of how our little ones has used technology to decay their grammar. You see, before these brain rotters were created, we as a human society, in literature, used to do things like punctuation, capitalization, and, well, we spelled our words correctly. But nowadays, that's not really needed in text messaging. Why? Because teenagers, when they text other people, they want to send their message as soon as possible to save a few precious seconds. So they skip out on the grammar. This may look weird from the inside looking in, but that's how they learned to text. And as long as the other person from across the line can understand what they say, there's no harm done. This doesn't mean that their phones fried their brains. That's just how they text. And rest assured, most of them don't write like that in English class. And to answer your question about the jumbled up letters that make no sense, those are just acronyms that teenagers like to use when they text. So, LOLs could just mean laugh out loud. LMAOs mean laughing my ass off. And, well, JK means just kidding. So why do they do this? Like I mentioned before, they want to save these few precious seconds, so they combine these phrases and shorten them into 3 or 2 or 4 little words that mean the exact same thing and is widely understood between people who send text messages. Finally, to answer your question on whether the punishment you gave to your son was right or wrong, I would say more towards the wrong side. How he texts on his phone is similar to how most other teenagers text on their phone. Still, there's no reason to punish him there. Also, the way he texts on his phone does not equivalent to the way he writes or talks in real life. Text messaging is just another form of literature. So, just how you wouldn't put what's on a fairy tale into a scientific journal, he wouldn't put what's on text messaging into his English writing. So, give him back his phone, say you're sorry, and realize how text messaging and writing are different forms of literature and should not be mixed together. This has been an episode of Ask Mr. Bermudez. I hope you've enjoyed. Come back, tune in tomorrow for the next episode.